This is Conservative to America. I'm your host, Cole Holcomb, giving you news commentary from the best perspective, the conservative perspective. Today we will be covering the Tennessee special election. Today, Tennessee voters from the 7th District head to the polls to elect their next representative to the United States House. Typically, I would not be discussing a House race like this on my show. But this race is particularly interesting because it is a predominantly Republican district, and it is competitive. President Trump was given 60% of the vote in the 2024 election in the 7th district. However, the race currently rests at 48 to 46 with the Republican Van Epps in the lead. He leads Afton Ben. Afton Ben, she has been a vocal critic of everything that makes Tennessee, Tennessee. Country music and, Nashville. She hates everything about Nashville. She hates country music. What more could you hate about Tennessee? But the reason I'm discussing this too, I think that this race is painting a picture of maybe the greater storm that lies ahead for the Republican Party. As a strong conservative myself, I see a storm brewing. I see bad clouds moving in. But I'll show you this video, and it's insane that Tennessee could elect someone as crazy as this woman.
I've been heavily involved with the Nashville mayoral race because I hate the city, I hate the bachelorettes, I hate the pedal taverns, I hate country music, I hate all of the things that make Nashville, apparently, and its city to the rest of the country, but I hate it.
That's insane that a politician from Tennessee could say something like that, could make a remark like that, and it looks like she might win. That's terrible. Oh my goodness, I urge everyone, pray that this woman does not win. Those who watch this video before this election has been decided. I tell you, pray for that. But this is bad news. But as I said, the crazier part is that in a district so Republican, that it could be so close. Now, yes, these polls could be wrong. I hope that they are wrong. But if these polls are accurate, that say there's only a 2-point difference in between Van Epps and Ben, that's a really, really bad news for Republicans, not just in Tennessee, not just for Van Epps, not just for the 7th District, but for the entire nation, for the National Republican Party. The question, though, it now becomes, as I said, why is the race so competitive? And that is because why is it that the Republican Party is having a storm brewing? Why is it that someone like her can win there? Well, it's due to the fact that what President Trump promised when he ran for president has yet to come to fruition. We have yet to see the fruit. We have yet to see the fruits of what he promised. We have yet to see these great, the golden age that he touts. I haven't seen a golden age. I wouldn't consider 50-year mortgages a part of the golden age. I wouldn't consider high grocery prices a part of the golden age. Would you? I wouldn't. As a conservative, I say this, not as a liberal, not as someone who wants to see the Trump administration fail. No, I want to see the Trump administration succeed. But I don't see success. And I'm not going to tout success if it's not there. Grocery prices are still up. I believe that as the price of gas falls, which the Trump administration has touted that the price of gas has now fallen below $3 a gallon nationally. That is correct. You can go and you can watch that video. That was 2 weeks ago that we posted a video on national gas prices falling below $3 a gallon, the lowest they've been in the holiday season since COVID. Good news for Republicans. Falling below $3 a gallon. Whenever the price of gas falls, I believe that the price of groceries, they will fall also. But we are still living in the aftermath of Bidenomics. I don't believe that everything going on, or most of it, is you could even attribute to the Trump administration, but he's going to get blamed with it. But we're living in a bad economy. I know that. you can look out, you can see we're living in a bad economy. I don't think that Trump necessarily some of his ideas. I think a lot of his ideas are helping it. Some ideas aren't helping it so much. Um, but especially though that we're still living in the aftermath of Bidenomics. A lot of the stuff that President Biden put in before he left the White House, a lot of it that he put in while he was just in the White House through his 4 years in the White House, it's still around. It's still lingering. The scent of it. It smells. And let me tell you something. It ain't like roses and scents from Bath and Body Works. It smells like a dead animal carcass. It's just laying out all over this country in every grocery store you walk in. That's what Bidenomics is. It's a dead carcass laying in the freezer section after the electricity went out for 2 weeks. Okay, it smells bad. That's what Bidenomics is. It's bad. It's bad news, and it's still lingering. It's a it's a it's an economy that we're still dealing with due to Biden. Thank you very much, President Joe Biden. Not. Um, but as I said, but it does not help the Trump administration that the CEO of Oklahoma Steaks announced that ground beef is projected to skyrocket to $10 a pound by the end of the third quarter next year. President Trump, he says, well, we can fix it. Well, not President Trump. He hasn't spoken on the issue yet, so much as the White House has. They said we can fix it. That's wrong. It won't be that high. It'll be maybe a little above what we have now, but we'll implement some plans. Well, it's not as fixable as they try to sell it. No matter how much the Trump administration tries to give up governmental lands or release regulations or drop taxes on farmers, it's not going to deal with the problem that we are facing. It's not an issue that is easily fixable. We have the lowest American cattle herd population in 70 years with the greatest demand for beef ever in American history. The biggest demand for beef ever in American history. The Trump administration currently needs to implement a heifer retention tax credit to encourage farmers to save heifers next year. It will cause the price of beef to go up probably a little above $10 a pound for a short amount of time. Then the price would begin to stabilize and be less than what it was before. Right now, we're facing with the problem of we won't have enough cattle to supply our herd population. We continue to kill our heifers. We continue to kill what will build our herd population in the future, which will cause the price to continue to skyrocket. $10 next year, $15 the following year, $20 a year after that, and $50 a pound in 10 years. That doesn't sound like something I want to eat. But yes, whenever the price goes up, it keeps people away from it. You can make the argument that the price has to go up in order for it to return back down again. Yes, or we could send the price up to maybe $9 a pound, as we've heard. But when the price of beef goes up, so does the price of every other thing in the grocery store. Because Americans quit buying beef and they start buying chicken. Americans quit buying beef and they start buying pork. Americans quit buying beef and they start buying potatoes and more, and then they start buying more strawberries and more bread and more blackberries and more cucumbers and tomatoes, which in turn causes a shortage in those products. And whenever there's a shortage in something, as you would learn, supply and demand, it causes the price to skyrocket on everything. So it's not just going to be beef that goes up. Chicken will go up. Pork will go up. Uh, that will cause a demand for farmers to kill more hens and kill more sows, which then in turn will cause our chicken and our hog population to decline, and we'll be facing the same problem that we're facing with our cattle. So I don't necessarily see that as the quote unquote quick fix um, that we need. The quick fix that we need, and the permanent fix that we need is the heifer retention tax credit. I urge you, call your congressman, urge your congressman or congresswoman to support a heifer retention tax credit for farmers, so then we can save our herd, so then that the price of beef doesn't continue to skyrocket and that American grocery prices will come down. If Republicans don't take immediate action now, grocery prices will continue to rise. If Congress does not take immediate action now, if the White House does not take immediate action now, grocery prices will continue to rise and our economy will continue to weaken. It's as simple as that. Can't put it any simpler than that. But you're asking maybe right now, well, why'd you go off all on that tangent about beef and groceries? Well, it's because, as I said earlier, voters, they see the grocery store, and whenever they look at the grocery store, they see high prices. And whenever they walk in there, it causes them to look around and they're like, we need to put someone new in political office. If Republicans want to know why voters are beginning to regret voting for Donald Trump uh, and Republicans in 2024, all they have to do is look at the economy. All they have to do is look at the economy. I do believe that the economy is headed back to what it was under Donald Trump the first time, but I do not see it returning to what it. But I do not see it returning to what it was before 2027. I'm not necessarily sure. I'm not necessarily though sure tonight that Republicans will lose. I don't think that they're going to lose, even as I sit here right now. The polls have yet to close as I'm filming this episode, but I'm not necessarily sure that they're going to lose it. But if it comes within 8 points, if it comes within an 8-point margin, that will be a red flashing warning sign to Republicans everywhere. It should send chill marks down the back of Republicans running for election or re-election in 2026. But on a bright note for Republicans, I do believe that we will begin to see effects of the big beautiful bill as soon as the spring of 2026. If that happens, we just might see a Republican victory in 26. But based on how it looks today, based on the current economic climate, based on if things continue to go how they're going, I do not see that. I see a Democrat landslide ahead. As I often say here on Conservative to America, there is a bad moon on the rise. I will remind you once more, to every politician, to every Republican, to every conservative, to anyone watching this show, voters vote their pocketbook. They're voting their pocketbook today in Tennessee. Voters will always vote their pocketbook. I close with these questions. Will Republicans lose the 7th District in Tennessee? Is this election a sign of frustration with the GOP? Will the economy ever bounce back? Will Republicans in Congress take steps to strengthen our weakening economy? Will 2026 be a nightmare for Republicans? Only time will tell, but I will continue to bring you news commentary from the best perspective, the conservative perspective. I am Cole Holcomb, and this is Conservative to America.